They are the modern-day oppressors today.
Right down to the wire. Major disagreements before and during the tabling of the budget. Rodrigo Duterte's bloody war on drugs in the Philippines lands him in The Hague for crimes against humanity. Crammed roads and hectic traffic in Cape Town today. After the docking of 2 mega ships in the bay, budget speech protests kick in. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
Not as bad as the proposed 2% tax increase in the aborted budget, but still an increase. Minister Enoch Godongwana has announced a VAT increase of 1% over the next year, bringing it up to 16%.
To raise the revenue needed, the government proposes to increase the VAT rate by 0.5 percentage point in 25-26, and by another 0.5 percentage point in the following year. This will bring the VAT rate to 16% by 26-27. Let me pause for a moment. Let me pause for a moment and say,
order, honorable members. Let's allow the minister to finish his presentation.
Madam Speaker, should the spending reviews and other measures we're embarking on yield enough extra revenue, we will reassess the need to embark on the second 0.5 percentage point increase to VAT.
This was the Finance Minister Godongwana's second stab at tabling the 2025 budget in Parliament. 3 weeks ago, his budget speech was called off at the last minute, in the first for the country as GNU partners rejected a proposal to increase the value-added tax rate by 2 percentage points.
We agree that we need to protect SRD, we agree that we need to invest in infrastructure, but let's test the reach. Let the corporate tax be increased. Let there be tax on the wealthy people of South Africa who buy buffaloes for 22 million. Those people should be made to pay and finance the social responsibilities of the state.
Increasing VAT by any percentage is disastrous. To increase it by 0.5% this year and next year as well, the people who are going to suffer most are black people.
Organizations under the banner People Against Budget Cuts, which include trade union federations and several civil society movements, have been gathering in front of Parliament to demonstrate against budget cuts. These protests have added to traffic gridlock on Cape Town's roads today, made worse by the docking of 2 megaships. MSC Musica and Norwegian Dawn bring 7,000 guests into the mother city. Joshlin Smith's grade 1 schoolteacher has testified Kelly Smith told her a Nigerian man warned her Joshlin was on her way to West Africa. Smith, Jacqueline Apollos and Stefano van Rijn are charged with selling Joshlin to an unknown woman. The accused are on trial for kidnapping and human trafficking in the Western Cape High Court.
En dat hierdie persoon
and this person
aan haar genoeg het
mentioned to her
dat sy moet gou speel.
that she must play quickly.
Mart told the court Smith said the man told her Joshlin was on a ship in a container on its way to West Africa. A social media influencer has testified about Smith's behavior after Joshlin went missing. Shakira Khanif today told the court she joined the search for Joshlin a day after she disappeared. She recalled Smith became rude during a video call on the day Joshlin disappeared when Khanif asked her if her boyfriend, Jacqueline Apollos, could be involved in Joshlin's disappearance. Khanif told the court she also noticed Smith's hands were dirty, as if she was digging in dirt when she spoke to her. She says Smith never joined any searches for Joshlin and also told her Joshlin's disappearance had brought her fame. A preliminary report into yesterday's bus crash on the R21 in Gauteng suggests sudden braking may have been the cause of the accident. 13 passengers lost their lives when the driver allegedly lost control along the R21 highway while en route to Kempton Park.
There was a sudden break that led to the bus losing control. Further details subject to a verification.
A bus transporting school children has crashed near Wadeville on the East Rand. Kuruleni Emergency Services says the primary school pupils were on their way to school when the accident happened in Black Reef and Dikema Street.
So on arrival, we found that now none of the children sustained critical injuries, but we have recorded 19 casualties with minor injuries have been treated on scene by the Gauteng Emergency Medical Services paramedics. So soon they will be transported to various hospitals for medical care.
The Tshwane Municipalities Group Audit and Risk Department has been tasked with investigating a possible conflict of interest between a contractor service provider and the Deputy Mayor, Eugene Modise. Last month, the DA alleged Modise is unethically benefiting from contracts awarded to a security company linked to his family.
Because obviously these are important allegations, especially when now the company is being touted as a future beneficiary in other tenders as well. So we then asked the city manager to process. Obviously for his side, he now needs to appoint Group Audit and Risk, which is the department that handles investigations.
Social grant beneficiaries who've about 624 rand in their bank accounts do not qualify for the Social Relief of Distress grant because they are seen as having other forms of financial assistance. This is contained in papers before the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria. Social Development Minister Sisisi Tolashe is appealing the order of the court that declared as unconstitutional SASSA's 2023 regulations governing the distribution of the Social Relief of Distress grant. According to the regulations, the income threshold for insufficient means is 624 rand, meaning people who have more than this in their accounts do not qualify for the SRD grant. Authorities have launched a full-scale operation to rescue the remaining train passengers taken hostage by militants in Pakistan. 155 passengers have been freed in the past 24 hours. More than 450 passengers were on board when militants captured the train, killing 3 people, including the train driver. The militants bombed a section of the railway track and stormed the train on Tuesday afternoon. Former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has touched down in Dubai, bound for the International Criminal Court in The Hague. He was arrested in Manila on an Interpol warrant stemming from his deadly crackdown on drugs. The 79-year-old faces a charge of, quote, the crime against humanity of murder, according to the ICC, for a crackdown that rights groups estimate killed tens of thousands of mostly poor people. His daughter, the current Vice President, Sara Duterte, said he was being, quote, forcibly taken to The Hague. Back home, South African mining magnate Patrice Motsepe has been elected unopposed to serve a second 4-year term as the president of CAF. Motsepe has led African football's governing body since 2021 and will stay at the helm until 2029.
The achievements over the last few years was because of all of us, and I'm immensely grateful. Thank you so much, because this is about Africa, this is about the people of this continent, and it has been a huge privilege for me to get exposed to each and every one of you, because you represent the very best of the continent and the very best of the world.
That's all from us. It's good to be back, and I'll see you for more again tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.